that the election was flawed.
No. I'm saying that it was not flawed to the extent.
But it was flawed.
No, in some areas there were infractions in areas. In the southeast.
But the allegations are that
in the southeast.
In
the southeast there were flaws.
That
in the southwest there were some flaws.
That the victory of your party is illegitimate because they believe that there were a lot of voter suppression and in fact it's a stolen mandate. Those are the words of the opposition.
Who has the right to make that determination? You were asking him yesterday. Institutions must function. How can someone who is a participant in the process now arrogates on himself the right to be the judge and the jury and the accuser, and you are a participant in the process? In fact, yesterday I heard one of the strangest sentences I've heard as a lawyer. You know that sentence he came here to say, and I'm not surprised because he's not a lawyer, but he runs an institution. He said, this section of the Constitution comes interpreted. You heard that yesterday. That, no, you don't need to bother. This section comes interpreted. I have never heard that in my life. What I have heard from my life as a law student is that the right to interpret provisions of the Constitution lies in the judiciary. And that's why you have a tripod.
And I like to...
Why Keyamo said they should arrest P2P and his vice. Guys, listen. They don't give them woto. Guys, I don't want it to be like I'm the one talking. Watch the video. One love and stay tuned.
I repeat, accordingly, there is no president-elect for Nigeria at the moment because the declared one violates the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I know what I'm saying. The Constitution is there in your presence, is available. Everybody is reading it as I speak. I'm not therefore behaving illegally or unconstitutionally. To the contrary, I am supporting constitutionality. It is in fact better for the powers that be to go and create additional 6% out of thin air and rig it back to Tinubu and therefore swear him in on 25% than to go ahead and take the risk of swearing in a so-called president-elect that has not met the constitutional requirements.
Certificate.
The provisions of Section 134. Therefore, the requirements to be declared as president-elect have not been met by Tinubu Shetima ticket. The declaration, therefore, as it stands...
Final nail on the coffin. It was the final straw that broke the camel's back. That somebody who wanted to become vice president of this country, of that level, would come here, sit before the world, and tell the world that he does not recognize a president-elect that has been declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, and that the president-elect must not be sworn in, and that he does not even recognize, the process that they have, started, in courts. He does not trust that process, I mean. And that's the person who wanted to become vice president of this country. How? And then he arrogates to himself the right or the power to interpret the Constitution, interpret, Section 134 of the Constitution to suit his own whims and caprices, and then declares that what the INEC did was totally unconstitutional, and that what will come in on May 29 will be an unconstitutional government. It is the delusion of grandeur. It's complete delusion of grandeur for anybody to say now that there's no president-elect, which it's complete delusion of grandeur.
That is the specifics of your anger.
Exactly. Just the thing. 134. One, there must be community reading. And there's what they call the spirit and letters of the Constitution. First question to you. The Constitution says everybody in Nigeria is equal for the law. There's equal rights before the law in Nigeria. That you cannot dispute. It's a standard, clear, settled provision of the Constitution. Equality before the law. Secondly, if you say there's equality before the law, and you now say certain voters existing somewhere should now hold what they call the golden card to override all other states in the federation, Does that meet the spirit of the Constitution to make everybody equal before the law? You are now making people residents in Abuja higher citizens over and above other citizens of Nigeria. That is what their own warped interpretation is taking us to. That there's a special set of voters in Nigeria. Unless you woo them to that point of 25, you cannot be president of Nigeria. Even if you get up to 36 states, and you clear all, but Abuja will deprive you from becoming president of Nigeria. Is that kind of interpretation, does it accord with the spirit of the Constitution? That is one. I'm not going deeply into the arguments. I'm only giving you peripheral arguments. Secondly, I'm going to tell you this again.
Petition to DSS. I laugh a lot because Mr. Keyamo pretty much went out there to school the television presenter, and I think it's not fair the way politicians treat journalists. You talk down at them. It's not fair. You pretty much were there schooling the presenter, and the next thing you went ahead to do all the things you complained against. Mr. Keyamo is his son, senior advocate of Nigeria. But on this section 25 of Dr. Abati, do you know, despite the fact that case is in court, he gave an illegal opinion on section 25 right there on TV on a case that is already in court. He gave a legal opinion on, not section 25, this 25% in Abuja thing.
Section
134. He gave a legal opinion. They are empirical facts. Fact check me. When he was asked on the issue, he gave a legal opinion, knowing fully well that the case is sub judice, like lawyers say, and it's already in court. And as a senior advocate of Nigeria, gave a legal opinion of a case that is in court on television. So who is going to charge him for that? Who's going to charge him for that? Then he says about the things that Ahmed did say. You know, the truth has to be said. Any decision that is taken by the court, democracy will not fade off in Nigeria. We will go through our path and become better. But what we call on the judiciary to do is to ensure justice reigns. That's just all.
That is it.
And one too many times, those that are going to court are saying they want to challenge the process. And they have extensive things there in their petition to challenge. But in also being objective, and please, for the love of mercy, in also being objective, let us also balance things out. Apart from what I have pointed out, what Datti made and say it will not be a reign at the end of democracy in Nigeria, even if the court rules in favor of anybody. Of course. But in also being objective means that Festus Keyamo forgets the tweets of his very good friend and brother Bayon Onuga and Mr. FFK that are causing ethnic tension and ethnic beating in the country.
That is it.
He also forgot to see MC Oluomo's message that it was a prediction and a threat that came to pass in Lagos.
What the vice president said that brought confusion everywhere. He don't give them what to respond of the lawyer about the petitions wrote by P2B and his vice president. Let's hear him out.
Having been done on the 1st of March, and we are having been declared on the 1st of March, gives the petitioners up to tonight, the 21st day after the declaration, before they file their petitions. Now, having filed the petitions, what one should look at is what are the grounds they have premised their petitions on. The Labour Party has simply three grounds that I recognize by the Electoral Act are: one, that the respondent, that is, the president-elect, was not qualified to participate in the election. Second, that there were corrupt practices, and also that the requirements of the Electoral Act were not followed. And thirdly, that the required votes, being the majority and spreading around the Federation, 2/3 of the number of states and the Federal Capital Territory, were not fulfilled by the president-elect. And as well, they are also saying that as a consequence of that, first, the petitioner is saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the president-elect, should have the certificate of return retrieved from him and be handed over to Mr. Peter Obi. And the premise upon which is placing this is that having not been qualified to participate in the election, all the votes cast in his favor were wasted votes. And so if those wasted votes are cancelled, then he emerges as the winner of the election. He has also said in alternative to that, the INEC should simply cancel the election results and another election be conducted. So these are the prayers before the tribunal in summary. But what Mr. Peter Obi and the Labour Party have also done, and I think quite ingenious, is that they have brought in other issues associated with the candidature of the president-elect. The tribunal will expect that if all papers are in, of course, we expect that the APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu will file their own response to these petitions. And once that has been done, the pre-election applications will take place, if any, and the trial will take place from day to day. But, of course, it's going to take place at the Court of Appeal, because that is what is provided in the Constitution, the constitutional provision. The Court of Appeal has the prerogative of taking the petition, and it's only where that is concluded and the party is not satisfied, and then goes on to proceed.
The voice of the people is the voice of God. Keyamo, I want you to know that all you know is now, but you don't know the end. And have it in mind that all power belongs to God. All power belongs to God. Whatever you are doing, there is a repercussion. And there's a road that we are going, and that is the end. You might be thinking, oh, you have all the power, or you can say whatever you like. But the end is what matters. You can't beat someone and you don't want the person to cry. And if the person cry out, you say they should go and arrest the person. Why P2B? It's not only P2B that is crying. We have cried enough. We have cried enough. We want it right. And if there is no justice, then it will continue to repeat himself. All we are crying is what? Free and fair election. We don't care whosoever that will win. It can be PDP, it can be APC, it can be Labour Party, it can be whosoever, but let it be free and fair. Why is it that the people that you guys are supposed to be arrested, you will not arrest them? A lot happened. You see thugs, they carry their axes, people were wounded, people died, and they were like, oh, if you don't vote APC, if you don't do this, don't even come out. And you see, even Labour Party agent was killed on the process. Whatever we are doing in this life, there is a repercussion that is coming. The evil that men do, live with them. All you know is now. This cry is not only the cry of P2B, it's a cry of the people. All we are saying, we want free and fair. We want better Nigeria. We want peace. We want to get it right. That is what we are crying for. You are saying they should arrest P2B and his vice because they cry out. Because they cry out. If you think that, oh, arresting P2B and his vice, that will give you joy, then go ahead. And let's see if God will not intervene. You might have everything. Just like David. David said, you have everything. You have arrow. You have everything. But I come with the word of God. And what happened? David conquered. You might think that you have everything, but what P2B and what the masses have is God. It's God that we have. Remember, this fight is not the fight of P2B. This is a fight of God. That is why he said in the book of Exodus 14:14, and I will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Battle belongs to God. Watch your back and withdraw that statement and allow the judiciary to continue the process. And let's see how it will end. One love, guys, and let's continue to rule. Peace, one Nigeria. To the end of this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Don't forget to press the bell notification so that each time I post a video, you'll be notified. Guys, give the video thumbs up, like the video, share the video, and let it go viral. One love and stay tuned. Peace. One Nigeria. Love you guys.
Anything. Labor. This is Lagos. This is Lagos. Tribalism kill you there. If them born you people well, come and vote for Labour in Lagos. It's either someone or nobody. Labour for this Lagos, and my Labour.
Don't be vote APC for a year. Go your house. Nobody force you come here. Go house, so if I see you vote another, I will call look at. If I see you vote another party, go ahead and house. You no come joke for here. This territory where you dey na APC. Go your house. Go relax.